Hello students, today we discuss about quadratic expressions. Already we learned about quadratic expressions in earlier classes. Here in intermediate, quadratic expression has one 4-mark question and one 2-mark questions. So what is a quadratic expression? Before that we know about polynomials. If you take a polynomial in the form ax plus b, this is called linear polynomial. Linear. Here the power of x is 1. When you write ax square plus bx plus c, this is called quadratic factor or quadratic expression. So when the power of x increased by 1, it is called quadratic factor. When it becomes 3, it is called cubic factor. When it becomes 4, it is called biquadratic factor. So like that, when the power of x increases, automatically we get higher powers of the polynomial expressions. Now let us discuss about the definition of quadratic expression. This ax square plus bx plus c is called quadratic expression. The definition is, here the constants are a, b, c. For all a, b, c, when these a, b, c constants becomes real numbers or complex numbers where a not equal to 0, then ax square plus bx plus c is called quadratic expression. So here a is coefficient of x square, b is coefficient of x, and c is the constant. If ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is called quadratic equation. When this expression is equal to 0, when any expression is equal to 0, then it is called a quadratic equation. Simply we write it as QE. Next in this chapter, when you write QE, it represents quadratic equation. When alpha is a root of a quadratic equation, then alpha must satisfy this equation. That means by putting x is equal to alpha, we get a alpha square plus b alpha plus c is equal to 0. Now we discuss about finding the roots of quadratic equation. We know that a quadratic equation is in the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. When the power of x is 2, automatically it represents 2 roots. How will we find the 2 roots of the quadratic equation? Let us discuss about it. Finding the roots of quadratic equation ax plus bx plus c equal to 0. We know that if alpha is a root, then alpha must satisfy the QE. So a alpha square plus b alpha plus c must be equal to 0, where a not equal to 0. If a becomes 0, this cannot be a quadratic equation. So here a not equal to 0. To get the solutions, multiply with 4a. While we are multiplying with 4a, we have to solve the value of alpha. To get the alpha, just for convenience, we are multiplying with 4a. It becomes 4a into a, 4a square alpha square, 4a into b alpha, 4ac is equal to 0. We can write it as 4 as 2 square, a square, a whole square, alpha alpha whole square. So this can be written as 2a alpha whole square. So 4ab into alpha can be written as this one. Here just add and subtract b square. So plus b square and minus b square, and this 4ac is converted to same place. The first 3 values can be written as 2a alpha square plus 2 into 2a alpha into b plus b square. Why are writing like this? This is in the form a square plus 2ab plus b square. So a plus b whole square. Again this is b square minus 4ac. It can be written as root of b square minus 4ac whole square. So this is in the form a square minus b square, or x square minus y square is equal to 0. We know that x minus y into x plus y is equal to 0. So now this is x plus y and this is x minus y. Now by equating x plus y is equal to 0 and taking 2a alpha is equal to b plus b and plus b square minus root of b square minus 4 to the left side, we get 2a alpha is equal to minus b minus root of b square minus 4ac. Similarly, from this alpha becomes this one. Similarly, by equating this one to 0 and finding the value of alpha, we get this value. So now from these two, we get the roots of quadratic equation are minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a, where one root is minus b plus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a, and another root is minus b minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. Finding the roots of QE. Now we know that when ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, the roots are minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. These two values are the values of x. By solving the quadratic equation, what we will get? We get the values of x. The x values are minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. When a problem is given like this, 3x square minus 4x minus 7 is equal to 0, to solve this equation means we are finding the values of x, that here a is equal to b is equal to c is equal to the three values. Just first find root of b square minus 4ac value. We get root 100, which is 10. If it is not root 100, root 99, just remain changes root 99. If it is root 17, just kept it as root 17. If possible, then find the root and it becomes 10. Now substitute the roots of f of x are, you know that the formula is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Substitute the ABC values in this formula, we get, and on simplifying, we get 7 by 3 and minus 1. So these are the roots of f of x is equal to 0. In method 2, how we find the roots? Given equation is 3x square minus 7x minus 7 is equal to 0. Now we have to adjust this minus 4x by taking the combination of two different values of x. Here, by multiplying 3 and minus 7, we get minus 21. By adding this one, we get minus 4. So, we have to adjust minus 4x as sum of two values, which becomes minus 4x, and product of these two values must become minus 21x square. So, just make it minus 4x as minus 7x plus 3x. Now, take common from these two, we get x as common. From these two, take 1 as common. Totally 3x minus 7 is common. And equating this equal to 0, then we get 7 by 3 and 1. If it is difficult, just write ABC values and substitute the values in the formula, and we get the solution, the roots of f of x is equal to 0. So, by knowing a quadratic equation, we can find the roots. You already know how to find it. Students, please do the homework problems which are written here. First one, this is A, this is B, and this is C. By substituting ABC values in the formula, we get the roots. Or using second method also, you can do it. By taking 3x square minus 10x minus 17 is equal to left side, automatically you get a quadratic equation. And find ABC, and we get the solution. In the same manner, do all these problems. So here, I am giving the answers also. Check the answers after finding the roots. Next, the definition of discriminant. In the quadratic equation, the roots are minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, where b square minus 4ac is a special significance and it is called a discriminant and it is denoted by delta. So, before that, we have to know about the complex numbers. This is also a chapter in our secondary intermediate. Just know about a complex number simply. Simply we know I is in first year also we discussed about it in maths also. I is equal to root over minus 1, I square is equal to minus 1. I square is equal to, just remember I square is equal to minus 1 and I is equal to root over minus 1. If a greater than 0, then root over minus a can be written as I into root a, because root over minus a means root over minus 1 into, this is root over minus 1 into a. So root over minus 1 is I. So I into root a. So root over minus a is equal to I into root a is called an imaginary number. It's called an imaginary number. Suppose a and b are real numbers, then a plus ib is called a complex number. Now we discuss about the nature of roots. So what is the nature of roots? Nature of roots means by finding the roots of any quadratic equation, we get different solutions of x. The solutions of x may be natural numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers or complex numbers. So how we know without finding the roots whether the roots are complex or real? Let me discuss about that. We are learning about the nature of roots. So when ax square bx plus c is equal to 0, we know that the roots are minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Let us take minus b plus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a is alpha and another one is beta. So there are two roots of for a quadratic equation which are alpha and beta, where the values of alpha is equal to this one and beta is equal to this one. Okay. Now b square minus 4ac is called a discriminant and it is denoted by delta. So just by knowing the value of delta, we can decide the nature of roots. How it is? When delta greater than 0, then the roots are real and distinct. Why? When b square minus 4 is greater than 0, we get square root of some positive value. When we get square root of some positive value, it may be a real number or a rational number. That means it is a real or rational or irrational. If it is rational or irrational, then it becomes a real number. So what is a rational number and what is an irrational number? If you take root 9, it is equal to 3. It is a rational number. If you take 7, root 7 cannot be simplified. So root 7 is an irrational number and root 9 is a rational number. Both real, rational and irrational, both are simply said as real numbers. So simply we are taking if delta greater than or equal to 0. By knowing the quadratic equation, we know the values of a, b and c. By substituting b square minus 4ac value, we get the value of delta. We know that suppose if delta is positive, then the roots are real and distinct. If b square minus 4ac value is delta means b square minus 4ac. When this b square minus 4ac value is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal. That means alpha is equal to beta. In the same manner, if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then the roots are conjugate complex numbers. So already in previous we discussed about a complex number in the form a plus ib. So one is a plus ib, automatically another becomes a minus ib. So a plus ib and a minus ib are said to be conjugate complex numbers. If a plus ib is one root, a minus ib must be the another root. So a plus ib and a minus ib are called conjugate complex numbers. So whenever you get delta less than 0, simply write the roots are conjugate complex numbers. So for any quadratic equation, if roots are equal, implies and implied by b square minus 4 is equal to 0. So this type of problems are coming in intermediate examinations for 2 marks questions. Simply from the quadratic equation is given and for given that roots are equal, then find the value of some m like that. So by equating b square minus 4 is equal to 0 and on solving, we get the solution. So next, relation between roots and coefficients of quadratic equation. We already know that for ax square and bx plus c is equal to 0. A, B, C are coefficients. A is x square coefficient, B is x coefficient, C is constant. Here, if the roots are alpha comma beta, we know the value of alpha and we know the value of beta. By adding alpha plus beta, we get minus b by 2a. By multiplying alpha and beta, we get c by a. Simply by heart the relations of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. In earlier class also you know the values of alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. Most important point is here a is x square coefficient, b is x coefficient, c must be constant. Wherever the quadratic equation is given, just write in the decreasing order is like that. That means, for example, if your quadratic equation is given 3x minus 7x square plus 2 is equal to 0, write it as 7x square minus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Then find the values of a, b, c and substitute in the formula. X square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. If alpha comma beta are the roots, we know that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. So by knowing the quadratic equation, we can decide the relation between the roots. Suppose if alpha comma beta are roots of quadratic equation, then how will we find the quadratic equation? When alpha is a root, that means x is equal to alpha is one solution and x is equal to beta is another solution. When x is equal to alpha, then x minus alpha is equal to 0. When x is equal to beta, then x minus beta is equal to 0. So the quadratic equation becomes x minus alpha into x minus beta is equal to 0. By multiplying these two, we get x square minus alpha x minus beta x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. By taking x as common, we get x square minus x into alpha plus beta plus alpha beta is equal to 0. So when alpha comma beta are the roots, then the quadratic equation becomes x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. So this formula, when it is useful, when two roots are given, we can find the quadratic equation by substituting alpha comma beta values in this formula. Now, finding the nature of roots of the following quadratic equation. We discuss some of the problems to find the nature of roots. Here 6 problems are given. Just I am discussing about for one problem, that is fourth problem, which is 9x square minus 30x plus 25 is equal to 0. Just take a is equal to 9, b, c and values and find delta value, that is b square minus 4ac value. I get 0. When we get delta is equal to 0, we know that the roots are real and equal. Just write roots are real and equal. Suppose if you get delta is positive value, write real and distinct. Suppose the delta value is negative, just write the roots are conjugate complex numbers. We know that by giving quadratic equation, we can find the roots. Now we are finding, by giving roots, we are finding the quadratic equation. If the roots are alpha comma beta, how we find the quadratic equation? Suppose here there are 5 problems. By giving 2 roots, we have to find the quadratic equation. Let us discuss about the third problem, which is alpha is equal to p minus q by p plus q, beta is equal to minus of p plus q by p minus q. Just find alpha plus beta and simplify it, and alpha beta and simplify it, and substitute the alpha plus beta value and alpha beta value in the quadratic equation x square minus x into alpha plus beta plus alpha beta is equal to 0. And taking LCM and then cross multiplication, we get the virtual quadratic equation. Simply, suppose if alpha is 2 and beta is 5, directly we can say that the quadratic equation is x square minus x into 2 plus 5 plus 2 into 5 is equal to 0. That is x square minus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0. So, just find all the quadratic equations by taking this is alpha and this is beta and substituting alpha plus beta and alpha beta values and find the quadratic equations and check the answers in to your textbook. Okay? For a quadratic equation ax squared with bx plus c equal to 0. If alpha comma beta are the roots, we know that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. By using these two relations, how can we find alpha square with beta square, alpha cube with beta cube, and alpha power 4 with beta power 4 like that? By using these important relations, alpha square plus beta square can be written as alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta. Alpha cube plus beta cube. Simply, you know that a cube plus b cube is a plus b into a square minus ab plus b square. Similarly, alpha plus beta into alpha square plus beta square minus alpha beta. A minus b whole square is equal to a plus b whole square minus 4a. Suppose if the quadratic equation is given ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, we know that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. Now we are finding 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta value. Taking LCM as alpha beta, in numerator we get beta plus alpha. You know the beta plus alpha value and alpha beta value. Substituting these two, a is cancelled, we get minus b by c. Similarly, to find the values of 1 by alpha square plus 1 by beta square, LCM is alpha square plus beta square. Numerator beta square plus alpha square, it is nothing but alpha square plus beta square. Write it as alpha square plus beta square is like this. By substituting alpha plus beta value and alpha beta value in these two values, now your homework is just simplify by resolving. Everything you have to simplify. Simplify up to getting the final answer. Take alpha cube plus alpha power 4 and beta power 4 is common from these two values, we get this one. And by using alpha cube plus beta cube formula, writing this one. By using alpha square plus beta square formula, here we write it as alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta minus alpha beta minus 3 alpha beta. by substituting alpha plus beta value and alpha beta value, and on simplifying we get the solution. You must do the remaining part by substituting alpha plus beta value and alpha beta value in this form. Fourth problem is alpha by beta minus beta by alpha whole square. Alpha square minus beta square by alpha beta. This is a square minus b square. A plus b into a minus b. So both are having squares. A plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square by alpha beta whole square. You know the alpha plus beta value and alpha beta value. How you know the alpha minus beta whole square? By using this formula. Alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta. Now substitute alpha plus beta value and alpha beta value in this form. We get the solution. Similarly, alpha square plus beta square by alpha power minus 2 plus beta power minus 2. Alpha power minus 2 means 1 by alpha square. This is 1 by beta square. Taking LCM, beta square plus alpha square by alpha square beta square. These two are cancelled. This becomes the numerator. Alpha beta whole square. We know this value c by a. So answer is c square by a square. So we have to do that. We have to substitute alpha plus beta value in second, third, fourth problems and fifth problems, and simplify it until you get the answer. We already discussed that for two marks question. This is most important in IP examination. By giving a quadratic equation, if it has equal roots, we have to find the value of m. These are 6 problems in our textbook written here. Now I am solving one of the fifth problem, which is quadratic equation is 2m plus 1 into x square plus 2 into m plus 3 into x plus m plus 5 equal to 0. Given that it has equal roots. When it has equal roots, we know that delta is equal to 0, where a is equal to 2m plus 1, b is equal to 2 into m plus 3, c is equal to m plus 5 whole square. Simplifying b square, that means 2 into m plus 3 whole square, that is 4 into m plus 3 whole square. So for this one b is equal to m plus 3 into x. Whereas for this problem you have to simplify first, because x square minus 15 minus 2mx minus plus 8m is equal to 0. That is x square minus x into 2m plus 8m minus 15 is equal to 0. So for this problem a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2m, whereas c is equal to 8m minus 15. So for every problem you have to simplify it in the form of ax square plus bx plus c and find abc values and put b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, and on solving we get a quadratic equation m square plus 5m minus 4 is equal to 0. When you get a quadratic equation, we know that the roots are minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Just substitute the values. Here a is 1, b is 5, c is minus 4, and substituting these values in this formula, we get the values of m. From this manner, we have to do first problem, second, third, fourth, and sixth problem. Suppose if you take the sixth problem, here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2 into 1 plus 3m, whereas c is equal to 7 into 3 plus 2m. So b square means 4 into 1 plus 3m whole square minus 4 into 1 into 7 into 3 plus 2m is equal to 0. And solving, we get a quadratic equation and get the solutions. Please check the answers in your textbook. Now we discuss some of the problems in 3A exercise. Already we discussed in Roman 1 to 5 problems. Already we discussed every problem in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us discuss about 6th problem. Given alpha, gamma, beta are the roots of this one, then find the quadratic equation whose roots of alpha minus beta whole square and alpha plus beta whole square. So what is the question? Suppose this is gamma and this is delta. First you have to find the values of gamma and delta. When you know the two roots, you know the quadratic equation is x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. So by finding alpha plus beta value and alpha beta value, we can easily get the quadratic equation. How we get alpha, gamma and delta? So here the given alpha beta roots of this quadratic equation. So alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, alpha beta is equal to c by a. Now find gamma and delta values. Now gamma is equal to this one, delta is equal to this one. So we get gamma as alpha minus beta whole square and delta as alpha plus beta whole square, which is this one is p square minus 4q and this is p square. Now substitute these two values in the given in the required quadratic equation, we get the solution. So now coming to the seventh problem. What is the seventh problem? Given there are two equations which are having a common root. So when one quadratic equation is given, it represents two roots. If another quadratic equation is given, it represents another two roots. Here given that one root is common in both the quadratic equations. Suppose a quadratic equation has roots as 1 and 3 and another one is 3 and 5. The common root is 3. So when 3 is a root, then 3 must satisfy the quadratic equation. In the same manner, let us take alpha be the root of both the quadratic equations. So a alpha square plus b alpha plus c must be equal to 0 and alpha square plus c alpha plus b must be equal to 0. So now we have to find the value of alpha. So by subtracting 1 minus 2, alpha squares are cancelled. B alpha minus c alpha plus c minus b is equal to 0. Take alpha is common and c minus b to the right side, we get b minus c. So alpha becomes 1. Now substituting alpha is equal to 1 in the first equation or in second equation, we get this required condition. So this is the solution of seventh problem. Now come to the eighth problem. So what is this one? Given a quadratic equation is given, we have to prove that the roots are real. Already we discussed the nature of roots. What is the nature of roots? When the delta value is greater than 0, the roots are real and distinct. When the delta value is equal to 0, the roots are real and equal. That means when the roots are real, when delta is either greater than 0 or equal to 0, then automatically the roots becomes real. So when a constant becomes greater than or equal to 0, when it is always positive. Suppose let us take x square. We know that x square may be 0 or greater than 0 because negative whole square becomes positive, positive square becomes positive, 0 square becomes 0. So if you take any square of any variable, it is always greater than or equal to 0. So you have to apply that concept in this problem. Given problem is x minus a into x minus b is equal to x square. So let us convert this one into the standard quadratic form, that is ax square plus bx plus c form. So like this, here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus of a plus b, c is equal to ab minus x square. So for our convenience, I am writing here a is 1, b as this one and c as ab minus x square. So now the value of delta, that is b square minus 4ac, delta becomes a plus b whole square minus 4 into 1 into ab minus x square. A plus b whole square minus 4ab plus 4x square. A plus b whole square minus 4ab becomes a minus b whole square. So a minus b whole square, 4x square means 2h whole square. When we take square of two values, the sum of the squares of two values must be positive or 0. So delta greater than or equal to 0. So one has real roots always. So for this problem, the roots must be real only when delta greater than or equal to 0. So by finding the delta value, we get sum of the squares which is always greater than or equal to 0. So the roots must be real always. Up to now, we discussed what is the quadratic equation and what is the quadratic expression and what are the rules of the quadratic expression, and we discussed about the discriminant delta b square minus 4ac and the nature of roots, and by giving the quadratic equation we are finding the roots, and by giving the roots we are finding the quadratic equations, and by taking alpha and beta values, some relations between alpha and beta, that is alpha plus beta whole square, alpha square plus beta square, alpha cube plus beta cube, like that. And another one is when the quadratic equation is having real equal roots, we are finding the values of m also. And we discussed about some of different problems of 6 and 7 and 8. So now we have to work on given homework problems by finding the roots, and by giving roots and finding quadratic equation, giving quadratic equation and finding roots, and if equal roots are given, finding the values of m and nature of roots. Just solve the given homework problems and repeat the video. If you have any doubts, repeat the video 2 or more times. And if there is any doubts, please consult personally by noting my phone number 94403 94895. Once again, I am repeating my phone number 94403 94895. Please consult personally. If you have any doubts in this video,